Hey kids, welcome to Lesson 7, APIs and Function Parameters, Part 8. Moving relative to the screen. The turtle commands we've seen so far move the turtle relative to the turtle's location and direction. That means when I input a line of code, it is move forward, X amount, turn, X amount, stuff like that. So I am pretty much moving my turtle without really changing the position. It's just a series of codes to get it to its final destination. If you want to get the turtle to a specific position in the screen using only move forward or turn left, you need to know the turtle's location beforehand. And we can do that simply by just putting our cursor up here, and you can see my X and Y coordinates come up. Two new commands in the toolbox help resolve this issue. Move to moves the turtle to a location on the screen based on its X and Y coordinates. Turn to turns the turtle in a specific direction. Together, these commands can make many drawings easier to complete. Do this. Read the documentation for move to and turn to. Pay specific attention to how the coordinate system is arranged in AppLab, as it is different from what you might have learned in math class. That means in math class, you probably learned your origin was in your bottom left-hand corner. This means Y would go up and X would go this way. In the app lab, though, my 0, 0 is my top left corner. So it actually works kind of opposite to how you're used to. So just keep that in mind as you're going with the drawing. We are going to draw the smiley below. Use the new commands to help you draw the smiley face pictured below. And there's a hint. You really can't do this without a pen up or pen down command. We have our drawing here. Nice little smiley face. Look how happy it looks. Let's take a minute here and just look at this drawing and see what we have to do. Well, I can see that first off, I need a background. From previous lessons, that was really a dot that was just huge. So I probably need some powder blue or light blue dot that's around 500. I need to make another dot, which is smaller. Remember, this whole thing is 320 pixels. So this is probably going to end up being somewhere around 275 as a diameter. Then we have two dots for eyes, so I'm going to have to do the move to command there. And then we have an arc here to make the smiley face. Overall, I'll probably end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 distinct things I have to do. Let's, though, take a minute here and go to the documentation for move to and turn to and just see if it says anything. Move to is right here. Big thing to keep in mind here is it does go just like math class in this standpoint. X is first, Y is your second set of numbers. We have some general information here. This moves to an absolute position, not relative. Relative would be with respect to whatever you put in before, like move forward 10, move forward 10. That would be relative because it moved 20 from its position, or an absolute would be move to X and Y coordinate. We have some examples here and some tips to look through. Again, we have a picture here that has my X and Y coordinate system, which is backwards from my usual. The next one we have to, other than move to, is turn to. So if we go here to turn to angle, see the example here. This right here is very helpful, this little image. This is just telling me on my screen, if I use the turn to command, what numbers I have to put in to get what angle. So if I wanted to take a left, I would have to do 270 degrees there. Some helpful hints down here, and this only rotates the turtle only. I think after looking at this, I am fairly confident that I can start my drawing. Remember, when you're commenting, make sure your comments are relevant to your drawing and that it's easy to find. You don't want to put anything silly in there. While it's all fun and games, it makes it much harder when we have to fix stuff. The first thing I'm going to worry about here is my background. So I'm simply going to comment out background right there. My background is going to need 2 lines of command. First, I'm going to have to change my color. I'm going to type in light blue because I believe that is a color that I can actually type in. We'll see here in a second. Second thing I need to do is do a dot. This one is going to be a huge dot. I'm going to go to 500. At this point, when I hit run, I should get a baby blue color that takes up my entire screen. Let's see. Oh, I put light blue, but just if you heard me, I said baby blue. Let's just change that to baby. Reset run. Ooh, right down here it says baby blue is not a color. And my examples. Let's go down and look at some of my example colors here. If we go down to the bottom, we go to our HTML named colors. Oh, this will take me over here. And let's find something that is light blue. Kind of looks like aqua to me a little. We have a cyan, dark turquoise. I think I like this aqua color. So let's change this name here to aqua. I should be able to run this now and see a light blue color. There we are. It's pretty close. I could probably go back, check it out even more, but I think I'm pretty happy with this right here. All right, next we have to deal with our yellow dot here. I'm going to go back to my comments, put another comment in, and I'm going to call this one head. So now I just want to draw the yellow head. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to do a pen color again and another dot. Pen color is definitely going to be yellow on this one, no mistaking that. 300 is my total, so I'm going to go 150. This is the radius, not the diameter. When I hit reset and run, should end up with the same background. Now the yellow dot in the middle. There we go. That's pretty close. Next thing I want to do is take care of these 2 eyes right here, which are just dots. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to go to my comments, and I'm going to call this one eyes. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to find a general position here. I'm going to say in my x-axis 120, y-axis, let's round up to 175. So 120, 175. I'm going to do 120 on my x, 175 on the y. If I kept it just as how it is going to draw a line over to that point. What I want to do is use my pen up and my pen down right before it. Just to make sure I'm at the right spot, I'm going to put a dot in right now as well. And I'm just going to make this dot, let's say 20. When I hit run, same thing should happen. Blue background, yellow dot for face, and I should have one eye right there. Ooh. Pretty good. What didn't happen there was I didn't end up with a black dot though. Well, why is that? My pen color is still yellow here, so I have to change that. So I'm going to go down to my pen color. One of my first things I'm going to do here is just change it to black. Spelled correctly though. Now if I hit reset and run, that's pretty good. I could probably lower this down just a little. Now remember, my numbers go up as I go down, so let's try 135 instead. What did I do wrong there? Well, I changed the x. I actually needed to change the y. So I'm going to take my x back to 120. And my Y now I'm going to increase. Let's say 190. Let's see what happens there. Much, much better. That looks much better. I am not done though, because my smiley face is not a pirate, so I need to move to the other side and draw another dot. I'm going to put my move to. Remember though, I have to do a pen up and pen down because I don't want to draw a line. So pen up before it, move to a position, and then pen down. That gets me to my dot spot, and then I'm going to put another dot in. And the dot has to be the same size as 20. I have one eye over here. I need a second one over here. My X number is going to change. My Y number is not going to. So my Y number up there is 190. And we're looking here at 120. Remember, it goes up the higher we get towards the right hand. So instead of 120, let's try 200. When I hit reset and run, I should end up with 2 dots for 2 eyes. Starting to look pretty good to me. Last thing I have to do now is take care of this smile. And all this really is half of a circle, so don't overthink this. This is just going to be one arc, and we're just really worried about the radius right here. I'm going to come back to my comments right there. And this one is going to be called mouth. And in this one, I just want to draw that part there. So again, I have to do some of the same stuff. I'm going to do a pen up, pen down. And in between, I need a move to. This position, if I look at my smile right there, is kind of a little off on over here. It should be somewhere around there. I'm going to hit reset and run and just see a good spot. Say 75, 250. X 75. Y 250. Just to make sure we're in a good spot, let's just hit run and see where our turtle ends up. Looks like it's in a good starting position to do that. Now the one thing I have to do is I have to turn this, because my turtle's pointed up. If I go to draw it now, it's going to draw it up. I'm going to add a turn to. And I want this to ultimately be faced down. And that should be 180. Now at that point, I think I'm pretty good on it. All I need now is my arc left down here. And the arc is going to be, my angle is going to be 180. And my radius is going to be 100. If we remember from this one, this was about 250. So I'm just taking off about half of it. So it should be around 100. Let's hit reset and run and see what happens. Now, that's close, not perfect. Oh. I forgot to put my 180 in right there, just like I said. Now, this isn't as thick as I would like it to be, and we have a pen width command for that. So once I put my pen down, let's change this width to 10 and see what happens. So let's hit reset and run. Looks pretty good to me. I could probably change this pen width into 20. We can see my smile is just a little crooked here. Let's take this radius and let's do 80 on it. Let's hit reset, run. close. I bet you if I go up to 90, that's going to be perfect. Oh, that's a smiley, smiley face. At this point, I think I've done everything that code.org wants from me. I used a turn to, a move to, a pen up, pen down. My smiley face looks pretty close. Let's see if code.org agrees. Good job, kids. I'll see you on the next lesson.